Big Lerf podcast, talking LRF and more.
Hello and welcome to the Big Lerf podcast. My name is Ben Bassett. I'm here with Rich Solar.
Hello there.
Hello mate, how are you?
I'm okay, thanks mate. You alright?
I'm alright, yeah. I've had a good day.
We have. It's been a good one.
It has been good. And yes, we haven't recorded a pod in a little while because we've had last one we tried to do was a complete fail.
Yeah, that was a shame, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Which actually, I think there was some good content there, but we could say it's probably the best pod we ever recorded.
It was. It
There's no
genuinely
evidence.
felt like we did some really good stuff there.
But we tried to record it, it didn't work, there was a failure, and then by the time we went to record it again, we just completely sapped of energy because we had a terrible, terrible session.
Yeah. And it's always hard to say things twice, isn't it?
It is,
the same enthusiasm, I feel. It's not so natural, is it?
Definitely not. So apologies for that, listeners. We've been a little bit delayed this year, but yeah, we're back. And as I said, we've had a good day. We're feeling pretty good. We've eaten well.
We have. It's been a day of good food and
Good fish. Yeah, really good. So we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, just want to sort of catch up with you and see how things have been outside of that. Have you? You haven't really gone out fishing that much?
I haven't. No, it's. I think like yourself, work's been very busy.
Yeah.
And when I've got out, the fishing hasn't been great, to be honest. And in between that, the weather's been shocking. So, yeah, little short freshwater sessions I've managed mostly, and they've been pretty, well, not much to report really.
No.
1 or 2 fish a session, just to save a blank. And yeah, it's good to get back to the coast today, that's what I'll say.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. My experience was similar, not that great. A few times with gobies and a few herring, but nothing really to write home about. Just kind of ticking by.
I think I felt like you made the most of that session though. Like you did well with
Oh, what, the goby sesh?
Yeah.
And I got some nice photos, which I think is.
You did really nice photos.
Yeah, it's about all you can do really. I think when you're fishing for the ones that kind of get overlooked or get taken for granted.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, I think so. But lucky enough, today was a complete change to that. I think we've so not the finish. We are sort of mid. We are hopefully going to give a bit of an evening sesh as well. But
yeah, we'll have a little go.
Yeah, we're recording this as the sun's sort of setting. We're looking over the water at Elfie.
Yeah.
In the car, heated seats on.
It's very it's
quite comfy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's lovely actually.
It's a nice recording studio.
Yeah. It's one of my favourites so far, I think.
So let's go through today. So the plan was to hit Mt Batton.
Yep.
We had just to try. I mean, we got big tides today.
Yeah, really big.
So we thought we had a drop in tides. Thought we'd just fish it down a little bit, and then not expecting much, and then go fish the rock pools.
Yeah.
So see how that goes. I think it started alright for me. I had found a little shanny hole.
Yeah, you were on a little run of shannies there, weren't you?
Yeah, which obviously made me feel pretty good because obviously this is March. You just got to kind of take what you can.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so, and then I had a couple of pout, and I'm using the new Angie-Do ultralight.
Yeah.
It's the 5G models. This is the high end one, and it is an ultralight rod. It feels completely different to the 5G 3 gram Angie-Do.
Yeah.
Very, very light, very, very much softer, and to be fair, the pout I was catching gave me a great fight.
They did. I thought you were into a ballan or something.
Yeah.
Until I realised, what to expect
from that rod.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice. I mean, and the pout at Mt Batton, even though they're not massive, they're a reasonable average size, and you get like lovely colours on them.
Yeah, they're nice looking pout, aren't they?
Yeah, and I was using them. I just went real, just what I would work today. So I've gone very simple, snooded drop shot. But very light drop shot, but just work with a little section of gulp or ice. I'm just working it around the boulders.
Yeah.
Just trying to pick out anything, literally anything, because
you do what you got to do this time of year, don't you?
Yeah, really? Exactly. Yeah, and so had a bit of fun with them. I think you kind of struggled a little bit on
had a
first.
bit of a spell, didn't I?
Yeah.
Sort of swung in and dropped a shanny and a pout and snagged up. Tried and failed to catch some wrasse on the HRF gear.
Oh yeah, you were brave in the HRF gear on the outside of Mt Batton. For anyone who's never been to Mt Batton, obviously a lot of people who listen to this will have, but it's a breakwater. It's typical breakwater. It's got massive boulders around it.
Yeah.
It's got some very big wrasse, as we found out today.
Yeah.
In it, but attacking it with like HRF gear, big gear, is still very risky because the Wrasse can just shear you off on.
Yeah, I
boulders.
think that stack of boulders is so deep as well, isn't it? And
Yeah, it goes out ages.
You know, that their homes are within there somewhere, and that's where they head, isn't it? Straight away.
Yeah, and it's rely on a lot of luck to land Wrasse from there.
Yeah.
So you didn't get anything at first with that, and then you picked out a pout, I think.
There's a pout to fend off the blank.
Yeah, which obviously was the fear today.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
You started today saying you fear the blank.
Yeah, yeah. If it's that time of year, I'd think probably it's the sort of, in terms of fishing, bleakest time of year.
Yeah.
What was it? It's coldest.
I can't remember the last time I blanked a Mt Batton, even if it's.
Yeah,
You can always find something, even if it's a shanny.
There are always fish there, aren't there? It's just
It has to be some pretty rough conditions.
Yeah, you're right. It was a good call, Mt Batton's day.
Yeah, because it's a pretty real bitter northeasterly wind.
Yeah,
Coming right over from Dartmoor, coming right across Plymouth Sound. So on the side that we were, which is the seaward side, at first it was quite sheltered, quite nice.
It was quite nice under that wall, wasn't it?
Yeah, quite pleasant.
Sort of forgot about the wind until we climbed back up, didn't we?
Yeah, and a lot of people ask us about Mt Batton, and this sort of works every breakwater, but and this can be abroad as well, because they are quite tricky places to fish and get right.
Yeah.
I was just sort of thinking that a lot of people don't really quite neglect the rocks, things that are right underneath your feet, and quite often we're fishing and catching fish right under our feet, in amongst the boulders.
Yeah, I guess it's not the most obvious thing, is it, when you're looking out to all that big expanse of water?
No.
To think the fish are right below you.
But they really are.
Yeah. There's a lot of fish underneath your feet, isn't there? And
and they're not, and it's very snaggy. And I think that's why I quite like Snoody Drop Shot for this, because there's a few times where I didn't actually break off today, which is a miracle.
It's good going in those.
Yeah,
in those rocks.
And every time I snagged, I was able to kind of use the weight. So as I bounced up and down, it kind of leaving it out of the
that's interesting.
snag. And so I quite like Drop Shot for that reason. I still prefer jig head in amongst the boulders if I was going to be fishing hardcore for it, because I just top knot and things like that. Definitely prefer jig heads or chebs.
Yeah,
but Drop Shot is just kind of my.
It was quite interesting to see you use Snooded Drop Shot, actually, because I wouldn't think to do that fishing close in like that, but it was obviously very effective for you, wasn't it?
I think for me, when it's really cold, I'm trying to provide the most minimum amount of resistance for the fish.
Yeah. That makes
and
sense.
and obviously because I was using that really, really sensitive rod, it wasn't so much of a problem, because although fishing a Snooded Drop Shot under your rod tip can be a bit risky for deep hooking fish, when you've got a really sensitive rod and you're fishing braid, it's not such a problem.
Yeah, that bite registers at the moment they sort of suck in the lure or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. And there was only a couple of times with very, very small shannies or something like that I missed the bite today. I definitely found them.
Yeah, it seemed like a very efficient method.
Yeah, it's not the tartiest method, but it certainly works.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, certainly for a day like this. I said in March, I'm using anything that works, really.
Yeah, you can't try and be too clever, I don't think, can you, when it's at this time of year?
Well, I mean, it's a clever way to blank, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And we don't want to do that. So we did that, we kind of moved on, we grabbed a coffee and a cake. That was quite nice,
Very
wasn't
good
it?
coffee and cake, I must say.
Yeah, there's a new place on the, at the sort of beginning of the pier, or the breakwater. That's lovely cake and coffee. I can't remember what it's called.
No, I was going to say it.
Something community or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was good though.
Really good. Really enjoyed that.
Which sort of gave us the sort of flavour to go on.
Nice designs on top of the coffee though.
Oh, you had a swan.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Your latte art.
Yeah. I always felt ashamed to drink it.
Yeah, it's very nice. We're getting a bit fancy in this world.
We are.
We had some. We've been looking at sort of Tanago rods and things like that, just to kind of if there's a possibility of getting them on the shop.
Yeah.
And so we had some samples to try today. And me and you, both of us, haven't really ever done this before.
No, this is brand new to me. I don't know if you've.
I've never done it. I've fished obviously with a whip before.
Yeah. I guess that's the closest sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's like if people don't know what a Tanago rod is, it's a very, very small whip.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have, so it's got no reel. You tie your line onto a little bit of string on the end.
Yeah.
Which is strange in itself.
Yeah.
And it's just designed for microfishing. You're not trying to catch anything large. I wouldn't want to catch anything bigger than, say, a shanny.
No.
Or a scorp or something on it. You
don't have any bullying power there, do you?
No bullying power and no drag.
No.
So it's proper microfishing, and that's what we intended to do, because we would go out and have a look at the rock pools, because it was a huge tide. So obviously lots and lots of ground to cover, and walking from Mt Batton, going outwards to sea sort of way, it's actually it's quite a surprising amount of ground there.
Yeah, there was lots to explore, wasn't there?
Yeah, loads. I think it's something I probably want to explore a bit more in future as well.
Yeah, we said it'd be a good one to hit when it's warmed up a bit. The fish are a little bit more active.
Definitely. Yeah, I was really impressed with that. And so we went out, and then I sort of pushed us quite far because I wanted to get past. There was like a rock pool survey going on.
Yeah.
With like about, I don't know, 40 kids or something. Like,
yeah, it was busy there, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that we thought probably not best to avoid them if we can. And then, so we went right past, until we got around some rocks, a bit of climbing for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think you managed to find a way for us to climb every time we go out, don't
Of
you?
course, yep.
But
That's the example I set.
Yeah.
And they went past that, and we found that the rock pools really were dead.
Yeah, like
Well,
really,
they were dead to like actually trying to fish feeding. There was nothing feeding at all, was there?
No, couldn't attempt to, or even a rock go out from under
No.
a rock, could we?
No, so we started turning over some rocks and stuff, and actually had a lovely rock pooling session. To be fair.
Yeah, it was
actually
just a real eye opener, wasn't it?
Yeah, incredible amount of animals underneath the rocks.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that actually.
Like sort of obviously quite a few velvet swimming crabs, including ones that are gravid with eggs. That's the time of year obviously we're in at the moment. Some big shore rockling.
Yes.
Managed to catch one of those with my hands.
Yeah.
Got a few shore rockling. I saw a 5-beard rockling and didn't see any clingfish. Quite a few worm pipefish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You spotted quite a few of those, didn't you?
Yeah, well, once you know what you're looking for, they're quite easy to spot.
Yeah.
And they're almost always out of the water.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really
Yeah.
interesting. They're really weird fish. Tiny mouths.
Yeah, fascinating. Quite pretty actually when you look up close, aren't they?
Yeah, really pretty.
Nice markings.
I think all pipefish really are pretty, aren't they? They've got
Yeah.
loads of beautiful markings. So we had that, and then anything else we found that was quite interesting? What I found, there's loads of those furrowed crabs.
Yeah.
The big ones that look like they've been on roids.
And you were saying that they're quite a recent... sort
Yeah,
of-
so when I was a kid, you never saw them ever. It was always shore crabs.
Yeah.
And now they've kind of taken over the niche, I think. Yeah, so,
Interesting.
yeah, I think certainly in the last sort of 10 years or so, they've just absolutely exploded in number.
Maybe to the detriment of the shore crab then.
Possibly. Yeah,
We
they
didn't
certainly...
see them, did we?
Yeah, because apparently the furrowed crab is, I've been told anyway, I think I did some reading, because I was really confused at what it was,
Yeah.
like 10 years ago, when I first came across it. And the scientific name is Xanthophydrophilus, I believe.
Okay.
So I didn't even know it was called a furrowed crab. And yeah, they're vegetarian, I believe. So which is quite
Interesting.
interesting.
That is interesting.
So maybe they wouldn't be bait nicking so much like a
No.
shore.
No.
Those velvets would though.
God, yeah. Well, we've seen, haven't we? They would chase a metal sometimes.
Yeah, they are nuts, and they are like they're so much fun to catch because they just want to just grab you and kill you. Pretty
Yeah,
much,
they're
you know?
proper angry crab, aren't they?
Yeah, with his red eyes. Yeah, but lovely soft back.
Mm.
Velvets and yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, hermit crabs, cushion stars, brittle stars,
Little sea urchin.
porcelain crabs, sea urchins, quite a few of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just really there was life there, loads of life.
Yeah.
Just waiting, I think.
Not in feeding mode.
No, but it's kind of decent. I was so we saw that and we found a tiny tompot blenny.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was nice. So then we come back, we have a sort of so we don't get cut off by the tide, and we found this sort of crop that was nearer Mt Batton.
Yeah.
Which looked quite nice, didn't it? We
It
just
did.
sort
It
of-
looked lovely. It was.
Yeah, the rock pools were nicer, deeper.
Yeah.
Looked like they had a little bit more life going on.
Yeah.
So I started. You had the. I didn't bring my other rod. I just had the Tanago rod.
Yeah.
And you had what the
I brought my
Truser?
Truser with me.
Yeah.
Just on the off chance of.
Which is what 7 gram rated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just-
Tubular tipped.
Yeah, using Cheb on that.
Little cheb. 2 gram cheb and a decoy SG1 hook.
Yep.
Just
sort of flicking that around.
Yeah, I thought I might pull out a corky or something.
Yep.
Through those little shallow gullies.
But
But I had I hooked a ballan that was a little bit too, well, in theory, too big for LRF gear, wasn't it?
Well,
Not the
yeah.
sort of fish you'd want to target on LRF gear. shall I say.
absolutely not. No, and well, that's it started a theme really of the day. But I turned around. Obviously you've got your rod bent over, and I'm thinking, oh, you ain't landing that. Like, there's
I
no
was
way.
probably thinking the same thing at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way you're landing that. So you're playing this fish. I'll sort of walk over as a bit of a goodwill gesture to see. I'll net it if it comes up.
Yeah.
And amazingly, and I'm still astonished that you did it. Not for the first time today. That you landed that fish. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was. I think because it was kind of, I was bringing it into a certain point and it was getting stuck.
Yes.
Obviously, you pointed out there was a big boulder in front of me. That
it was, yeah.
I hadn't really appreciated until you said. But I think, as we
I
said,
think the fish was sort of ducking under that and getting stuck underneath the boulder, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, but it was covered in bladderweed. That.
Yeah, which was what saved me really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Made it possible to sort of wait it out.
Yeah, because your like six pound braid was kind of being cushioned on that.
Yeah, you could feel it pulling through, but it wasn't that horrible feeling when you know it's running over rock, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because that doesn't last very long.
No, it's over pretty quick then, isn't it? But
yeah,
I just obviously it's a different game when you're trying to play a Wrasse on LRF gear to HRF gear.
Completely.
On HRF gear, you bully them, don't you? Really, you sort of try and not give any sort of ground on them and pull them up over, but I think with LRF gear, it's the opposite. You've got to be patient.
Really patient and lucky.
And luck needs to be on your side, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I mean, we've all had it. We've been fishing, normally, just going along. Quite often I get it at Mt Batton, and you just get a little tap, and you think, okay, strike into that, and it just blitzes you.
Yeah.
You've got nothing you can do about it. You didn't intend to catch a ballan, but they've picked up a small lure, because they really do not mind picking up small lures.
Not at all, no. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, weren't we? They're grazers, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're
opportunistic.
They'll pick up little bits and pieces as they move up the rocks.
Yeah, they've got no qualms about taking anything that sort of looks like a food item, really.
No.
So I was so you got that fish in, which again I was just amazed to see that come over the brow of the boulder.
Yeah.
And managed to net it with your like short net that you had, which is quite funny.
I only brought it for sort of figured in the rock pools if we had anything slightly chunky, we might need to net. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest, but
I'm glad you did.
It was there anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah. So and that fish was a beautiful fish and so deep it looked like a carp.
Such a fat belly on it, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I mean it's definitely a male fish. You don't see the colour.
Yeah.
The general belief, and I think the understanding is that any wrasse that is any ballan that is really colourful is a male.
Yeah, they sort of
they'll start a female and then they
slightly different shaped head as well, don't they? Like thicker lips, perhaps.
Yeah, thicker lips. They're sort of dominant males tend to be that. So you've got this fish. Didn't look like it was like spawning, but it just looked like it'd been absolutely munching loads of crabs.
Yeah.
And it was so deep and fat, and we wonder what that weighs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it had the length of like a 2-pounder.
I was just going to say that. I think without the belly, it's probably a 2-pound fish, wasn't it?
Yeah. But we weighed it, and it was 3 pounds.
Just over 3 pound, wasn't it?
Yeah.
3.2.
3.2 on your scales, yeah, which is a really astonishing fish for LRF tackle. It's certainly, I would say, if you were to say like the maximum fish that you really would expect to land on LRF tackle in the right circumstances, about 3 pound.
Yeah.
Normally.
Yeah.
In normal circumstances.
And you
wouldn't
target
day.
You wouldn't target them over probably 1.5 pounds, would you? Really?
No.
You can choose the sizes, but if you knew there was fish over 2 pounds, you wouldn't go for it, would you?
No, not with LRF tackle anyway. You want the HRF tackle to.
Yeah.
It's obviously safer for the fish, better for the fish.
Yeah, you don't want to leave hooks in fish ever, do you?
No.
And like you say, generally you're going to lose a fight with a 3 pound wrasse in rocky conditions, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, so certainly you were expecting like corkies or a smaller ballan, and you got that fish out.
Yeah.
And it was just astonishing to see a really lovely, deep, nice coloured fish.
Yeah.
But one that just would pale into insignificance compared to the one you caught later.
Yes.
Which I'm not going to talk about right now because I need to talk about my amazing catch of the day.
Well, your catches are special in their own way, I feel.
I caught, while Rich was catching this like amazing, lovely wrasse, I was using the Tanago rod and found a 2-spot goby, a very aggressive one, in the rock pool, which is always nice because I love a 2-spot, and I think they are actually the Tanago rod as I was sort of figuring it around with it. I think it's definitely got its limitations. Like you don't have the same sort of ability to like point your lure into like a little crevice and like leave it.
Yeah, you can't poke a lure under a ledge, can you?
You can't, no, which is obviously a big part of like the rock pool fishing is is doing that.
Yeah.
But certainly for like the mid-water species and things like that, I think the 2 spots are perfect for them.
Yeah, I think it's all right, like for dangling a lure over the edge of a little rock or a boulder. Do you know what I mean? To sort of tempt something out.
Agreed.
But I mean, you're more successful in rock pools than me, and I think you've done well at poking things under ledges. And so obviously you'd miss. That would be a bit of a miss, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's like, as I said, they are not designed for that. Designed for like freshwater fishing with like little bitterling, essentially.
Yeah.
So they're not always going to transfer perfectly over to our fishing, but I really quite enjoyed fishing with it. I think
fun to fish with, aren't they?
Yeah, very fun. I think they'd sort of take that little kid aspect to it again, which is again a lot of what LRF is great for.
Definitely, yeah.
And yeah, I just really enjoyed it, and I got the 2 spot out, got some nice photos and stuff of that one. And then I got another little tom pot blenny out, which I was really pleased.
Miniature Tommy, that was
miniature
really nice.
one. And I was only saying to you when I got that one that I pulled out of my hand earlier.
Yeah.
That I don't think I've seen one that small for a long time. If ever.
No, that's the smallest I've seen. Definitely.
Yeah, proper little baby. It's a beautiful little thing.
Yeah.
And then I spotted another 2 spot which you were able to pick up on your
you were
Tanago
kind
rod.
enough to let me go for that. So yeah, cheers for that.
That's all right. It's just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
So the sort of I was quite happy with my tiny fish that would have been eaten many times by yours. But yeah, we still were walking away quite satisfied with that.
Yeah, it was a nice little mixed bag, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we were sort of saying like it's because obviously the tide was so big, it's pushing in. It's such an interesting feeling when you're like getting the tide just pushing up and up and up.
Yeah,
it's quite exciting.
You pointed back and you said you were stood on that rock catching your wrasse a minute ago, and it was underwater, wasn't it?
Yeah,
sort of within minutes.
Yeah, it's just fascinating, really. It's feels like a very English, certainly southwest or west of England, where you've got the big tides.
Yeah.
Feeling.
Yeah, it's interesting what you were saying as well about like what on earth do those 2 spots do when it's like a raging, gale and it's getting absolutely battered with 20-foot waves. Like, it's amazing to think those things survive somehow.
I know, because they're just these dainty little fish.
Yeah.
And they live in these rock pools which get absolutely battered.
Yeah.
And yet they survive, and they do, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, fascinating.
Yeah, and just to go through with the Tanago rods, I mean, again, we've kind of experimented. We're not really like experts on it, but we were using like a similar length of line to the actual rod length.
Yeah.
And you had a Tanago hook on yours.
Yeah.
I had like a size 22 to nylon on mine, with a little split shot and a smidge of isomor or gulp, just to kind of tick us over, really, wasn't it? So and yeah, worked all right. It was good first. I think it'd be better when things warm up.
Yeah, it probably. Yeah, it wasn't the best day for it, but it was certainly an eye opener, wasn't it? And sort of a fun little experiment.
I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So we then went over to Mt Batton again with the tide coming up.
Yeah, flooding tides.
Yeah, which is
a bit better, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But it was coming up so fast.
Yeah,
and like
pushed up those rocks.
Yeah, and on the outside where we were fishing before, which was most sheltered from the wind, was really quite hard to fish because the amount of current that was coming past.
Yeah.
Even in the boulders.
Yeah, it was. It was really sort of dragging it through, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we were trying metals, trying obviously the scented stuff, everything, just to try and pick something up, and it was really hard on that side.
It was, yeah. It wasn't really practical to fish, was it?
No, just to get I had a shanny, and that was about it. So I said to you, look, let's go over the other side. It won't be so nice because the wind's going to be in our face.
Yeah. But
I've always had good luck on the other side.
Yeah, is it fair to say that's your preferred side to fish?
I think so.
Yeah.
I've definitely had probably all my best fish.
You've had a lot of good fish from that side, to be fair, haven't you?
I have, yeah. So we did that. So that's the city side, facing Plymouth itself. And but I was just thinking to myself as I'm going over, like, actually, this is rubbish. Like, it really wasn't good. We weren't getting any bites. I think we had I had shannies and stuff again, which were the only things that wanted to bite. Yeah,
the pout, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, we just I think I was messing around with some shannies perhaps or something, and then like I turn around and your rod is just bent right over.
Yeah.
And obviously, please tell the story of how that happened.
So I just had a pout. I think I was fishing with a little decoy mini drive jig head, a bit of gold pisomi on there.
Yeah. It's like I think it's the 1 gram jig head. I think you had size 10.
Yes, you're right. It's not 1.5, is it? It's 1.
No. You look like the size yours 1, I think.
Yeah. I dropped that down the same hole I had the pout from.
Yeah.
just see what else was down there really. Well, maybe the whole next of it anyway. But yeah, same old thing. Just drop it down, give it a little jig around, and then I had a little thump.
Yeah.
And then hooked into another ballan, didn't I?
Yes. And what rod were you using this time?
So I was using the 5G Agi-Do ultralight, so the 2.5 gram rated.
Yes. Which is the exact same one I've got.
Yeah. So yeah, I obviously you generally know straight away when you hooked a ballan, don't you?
Yes.
Of any sort of size, and it went tearing off through the rocks. I think I said I'm not going to stop this.
I looked over, your rod was just completely bent. I've got some film of it. And I'm looking over thinking, he ain't landing that fish.
Yeah.
There's no way. I didn't rush over. I was just thinking, he ain't landing that fish. And the rod was bent so far over.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you started, it held on for more, longer than I thought. And I thought, okay.
I do always feel if it's not over within the first sort of 10 or 15 seconds,
you have maybe
quite
a
often
chance.
got a chance.
Yeah.
Because it's usually that first burst and the line of escape it's taken that's when it's going to do you.
It obviously, this fish had gone the wrong way for it. It had gone somewhere where it got stuck and couldn't rub the line on the.
Yeah, well, I think what worked well was the angle I had where I could put the rod. I could see where the line was sort of going between.
Yes.
A line between the rocks, and sort of that's all I really did to try and not get broke off, was keep that same angle.
It was just astonishing though, because to see that is an ultralight rod, and these rods, as we said before, are softer. They don't have that what you would say the backbone of the L version, the 3 gram version.
But I think that actually worked.
Yeah, agreed.
Because it bends through the rod a lot more, doesn't it?
Yes.
And I think that cushioning worked in my favour, thankfully.
Which there's a few times, really hairy times, I thought that rod might blow up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you could see it more than I could.
Well, you were concentrating on angling the fish, and I was like, lower your rod a little bit because you're going to blow that rod up, because it was so loaded at one point. It did that thing where it bends at the base and it's completely straight.
Yeah.
Where it's just got nothing's happening in that tip,
Yeah, I was just focusing on the angle of my line.
Yeah.
And trying to apply a bit of pressure, because I could feel it was starting to move towards me or come back up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point to say when you are playing a good fish amongst boulders, any sort of snags. You really keep an eye on where your line is.
Yeah. And
try to stop it from touching the sides, trying to keep it away from touching anything that could rub that and part it.
Yeah, and I think with we're fishing with 0.3, 0.4 PE braid, you can't bully a fish, so it's your angles, making sure your angles are right, and just patience is really your friends, aren't they?
Yes. I still wasn't convinced you were going to land it when I came over, and then I could see you started to gain some on it.
Yeah.
And I got closer this time, and I had the net, and I think I said to you at the time, I'm here just in optimism.
Yeah.
And I just I've got your net, and I'm just I've got it in the water, just waiting, thinking this is going to go any second.
Yeah. Cause I think I said it's going to take a few minutes. You can go and do something else if you want. But
yeah.
You stayed.
I stayed. Well, because at one point it buried itself, and you just had to wait.
Yeah.
That's another tip, of course, with wrasse, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's something I can't remember who told me. Someone I used to chat to on one of the old forums that used to catch a lot of wrasse. He said if they lock up, because they'll just wedge themselves in a rock and stick their fins out. He said even if you got given 20 minutes, go and have a drink, have a rollie. He said, and wait out, because more often than not, unless they've shook that hook, they'll come back out.
Yes.
Because they don't want to be wedged in there for too long either.
No. And I think there's a few more satisfying things in fishing, really, when that happens.
Yeah, when that bit of slack line suddenly starts to tighten up again because he's on the move.
Yeah, you think, oh, here we go, I can actually, and you bring him up again.
Yeah.
And obviously with ballan wrasse, they don't have the best stamina, but this one still had incredible stamina.
It did. It surprised me because it sort of we saw it. What, 2 or 3
when that
times.
fish came up the first time, I was like, oh, this is serious.
Yeah.
I think I said to you, that's another 3 pound fish.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was well out,
Yeah. But I don't even think I thought it was £3 when I first saw it. I was like, oh, it's a decent one. And then it went again.
Yeah.
And we went through the same process again, pretty much, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then it went the other way.
Yeah, which I thought that could be the end, because it went a different way, and thinking, but you still managed to angle against it, and you still were pulling it out. That rod was bending right round. cushion in it every time.
I think if that rock had been another foot out, that would have been when it would have gone, because
Yes.
I was sort of right on the edge of what I could do there
Yeah,
in terms of angling the rod. But thankfully it came out of there as well, didn't it?
I know. And I was just astonished. And then when it came up, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is a monster!"
Yeah.
And like I got the net under it, and I was we both just kind of just went, "Wow!" You know?
Yeah.
And just left the fish in the water just to give it a breather a minute.
Let it rest a bit.
Let it rest, because we knew we were going to have to give this one a bit of a photo shoot and weigh in.
Yes. Yeah.
So we did, and you took that like tiny jig head out of its mouth,
Yeah.
which just looked ridiculous in those massive lips.
You did.
And this one had the most incredible colours. I mean, by the time this pod comes out, this will already have been up on social media, and I'm sure you would have seen it. But what incredible colours!
Yeah, I don't know how you sort of describe it really.
It's just blue, green, red. It's got everything on it.
Yeah, that sort of like mottling along its flank, didn't it?
It's as good a looking ballan as you could want to catch. You know, there aren't many prettier than that.
No, it was a pretty fish, wasn't it?
Yeah. And we both looked at it and went, the big belly on it, big head, and we're thinking, you said that could be a PB.
Well, yeah, like I said to you, like normally when you sort of land a fish and it comes to the surface, it sort of looks big and gets
Yes.
smaller, doesn't it? If you know what I mean, once it's in your hand. But that one just, it was at the net. And I thought, yeah, actually, that's quite a good fish. Then we brought it up onto the rock, and it's sort of like, crikey. Yeah,
It's got bigger.
Yeah. This is a really good fish.
Yeah, it was astonishing. I was just like, I was so like excited for you just to see this fish, and the fact you landed it, I was just so impressed.
Yeah.
And like, because I don't know if I can get it across how impossible it looked to land this fish. Like, it was just that you couldn't pick a worse spot to try and land a 5 pound, which obviously I've just told you how much it weighed, but like it's 5 pound fish was we weighed it, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably just over 5 pounds.
Just a shade over, yeah.
Yeah, on a 2.5 gram braided rod, on 3 pound leader fluorocarbon.
Yeah.
Sunline.
Yeah.
Which is the pink one that we have mixed feelings about, because I'm not sure if we're pink or not.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
But actually, it was amazing.
It held up so well.
Yeah, and then you've got the obviously main braided line, as you say, 0.4 PE, something like that.
I think that's 0.3, that one.
0.3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably rated to like 5-6 pounds ish.
Yeah.
Breaking strain, amongst really like barnacle encrusted boulders.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely amazing that fish came out.
Yeah, I've probably been snapped off by 50 of them.
Yes,
before I landed that.
definitely. It was weird, because I was actually saying it's almost, if not the same spot, very, very similar to where I landed probably my best fish from Mt Batton on LRF tackle, and it did the same thing where it was kind of stuck in like one hole.
Yeah.
And couldn't get anywhere else to actually, and I was able to angle against it.
Yeah.
But that was on a heavier rod. That was a 7 gram rated rod. What you did today was just astonishing, and my fish was definitely not 5 pounds, and so that's a PB for you.
Yes, yeah, I think my previous was sort of 4.2, 4.6.
Yeah.
Lower 4.
Yeah. It was the sort of fish that we've been chasing for ages on HRF tackle.
Yeah, it was on the lightest rod I own.
Yeah, incredible. So we just had that huge high from that. Like, both of us just like, I was just happy I felt like I caught it as well,
Well, I really appreciated your enthusiasm as well, I'm pretty low key, aren't I? But obviously I felt it, but to share it with you was special.
Yeah, well, I definitely didn't feel low key about it. I felt like that was an epic fish.
I mean, it felt amazing, but you know what I mean. You made all the noise for me, really.
Yeah, well, that's what I do in general, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just amazing, and just a sign of the quality of the rods, the tackle, the angler, in my opinion, as well. So,
thanks, mate.
Well done, mate. I'm genuinely so amazed to see that fish come out.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of luck involved in that.
Yeah.
But
a lot of skill as well, and I think that's where you make your own luck with some choices that you make and the tackle that you use.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what I think all came together in that spot. And to land 2 3 pound plus fish on LRF tackle in one day, and not get blitzed by them. And you haven't been snapped off by any wrasse today.
No snags.
No,
snapped off by snags.
Just snags, but not not wrasse. So I think that goes to show how special that was.
Yeah, it was a good wrasse day.
A very good wrasse day, without even intending to. It's funny because we've just set up a HRF section on our on the Big Lerf tackle shop.
Yes.
Go check that out. And it's funny because we've said we're going to get out for wrasse soon. We're going to have a few wrasse sessions, really show them off. And here you are catching them on LRF tackle.
Yeah, we've done nothing for our wrasse kit today, have we? Really?
Nothing at all. But we don't recommend targeting them on this tackle.
No, I was going to say that. Like, I would never choose to target fish, that size on LRF tackle.
No.
Obviously, we stumble across them naturally, don't we? So.
Yeah, but I will say there is definitely something about early spring, late winter, that sort of time of catching big ballans on tiny lures.
On little snacks, yeah.
Yeah, it's just amazing what you can pull out in the right circumstances.
Yeah, goes to show what's possible.
But what can be done. Just amazing. But yeah, I think, and then we've just gone and had a nice burger.
Lovely burger, yeah.
And it's cold bit of night. We're hopefully going to try and catch some herring later, but we'll see. But I think it's about time we talked about the Winter League.
Yeah, we should. We really should.
Cool.
The Big Lerf podcast, talking LRF and more.
So, the Big Lerf Winter League.
Yeah, all done and dusted.
All done and dusted, a month early.
Yeah.
We went for a month shorter this time.
I feel that was the right decision.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if everyone agrees with that, but we certainly for us, and it was a true winter league this time. We haven't gone into spring officially because March officially is spring, and I don't think it really hurt the results too much. I mean, it's incredible totals from everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it just sort of squeezed everything in a little bit, didn't it? Sort of everyone had to perhaps fish a little harder.
Yep, certainly. I think December was key.
Yeah,
for a lot of anglers, but certainly, I think it's been one of the hardest winters I've known personally for fishing.
Yeah, I guess that would potentially be the only regret of shortening it, is this winter has been tough.
Really tough.
And people might have appreciated the finer weather that we're seeing, or we've seen the last couple of weeks.
That's true. Yeah, certainly in freshwater, I think, as well.
Yeah, we couldn't have predicted it, so...
No, I think certainly we've had a very wet... and when it's not been wet, it's been freezing cold.
Yeah.
It's just been... I mean, it's everything you expect from winter, but more, I think.
Intensified, yeah.
Yeah. I was... even we obviously weren't participating in it, but even we've had a crap winter.
We have, yeah.
So I think it shows even crazier what some of the anglers have done.
Yeah, still managed to rack up some immense numbers. Really,
yeah, we definitely had some quiet... You could tell we had some quieter weeks though, didn't we?
Yes, yeah. I think there was one week where we barely saw a catch because we had that sort of wave after wave of storms, didn't we?
Yes.
And that it wasn't really even safe to fish for most people, I don't think. So.
No, and that's fair enough. But it's just so a bit of a shame for that. But we still have got a lot to celebrate because we've just some amazing totals.
We have.
So should we just talk about each category?
Shall we? We start with saltwater.
Saltwater. So what was the fun? It was the top 5 then.
So I'll start in reverse order.
Okay, because it's quite tricky because we had the juniors did so well.
Yes, we actually have 5 juniors in the top 10.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So obviously the juniors had their own section. So
yes,
outside of the juniors, we had Bob Spencer in 5th place on 22 species.
Great tool.
He tied with Chris Hunter, but obviously we do a count back on species rarity, don't we?
Yeah, so we work out the rarer species by whoever. If the species have got, like, say, if a species was only caught by 2 anglers, then that's obviously rarer than a species that was caught by 4 anglers.
Yeah,
and that's how we rate it.
Yeah, that's a simple sort of method, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Gary Briggs came 4th on 24 species. Yeah, good effort that.
So I think that's the first time that Bob and Gary have finished in the top 5.
I believe so. Yeah. So new faces in the top 5.
That's brilliant.
3rd was Donny Midas.
Nice, yeah.
38 species.
Who's going to be? We're going to talk about him a lot because he just went all out this winter.
He did. He did very well indeed, didn't he?
Incredibly well, yeah.
2nd was Lucas.
Yeah.
With 46 species.
He obviously is there every year. But
Yeah. It was a really interesting head-to-head between him and Paul Eggington, who won with 49 species.
Yeah, 49. 49 is amazing.
49 in a really tough winter.
Yeah, and in a month less as well.
Yeah, that was hell of an achievement.
And he went everywhere.
He did.
He travelled the whole country.
I think Paul did a lot of research, didn't he?
Yeah, he did say he had a plan to... I think he had 60 species on his list, of potentials.
Yeah.
And has got 49 out of them, so fair play.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Got
a new winner.
Yeah, no winner. So well done, Paul. Obviously, well done everyone else who did that. It was incredible.
Yeah, brilliant.
So good. I mean, I think the saltwater totals below that sort of thing it wasn't like the most highest.
No, we obviously had a few in the 20s, but actually 9th place had 20 species.
Yeah.
So I think right up until the end, anyone else could have made it into the top 5, couldn't they?
Could have,
with a
yeah.
decent day's fishing, really.
Yeah, it was kind of open, but again, it was just a hard winter. I think
Yeah.
we saw that with But I think it's worth saying though, like there's looking at that list, there's some anglers who are like based really far north,
Yeah,
who have done like in the top 10, like Corbin Yates, obviously junior.
yeah. Corwin did brilliant.
Yeah, 19 species in the top of Scotland.
Yeah, hell of an achievement.
Great angler, yeah, really
Yeah.
well done. And obviously you got the guys in Hartlepool did amazing this year.
They did, yeah.
And they, obviously we'll see that later on as well with some of the other, like King of the North and the longest perch and longest flounder.
Yeah, some of those guys weren't far off 20, really, were they? Sort of up in the high teens.
Which
so-
again, if you know what the North Sea is like,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah, it's just astonishing.
It has been good to see what people sort of, like you say, live outside the southwest are able to achieve with a bit of, lots of hard work.
Yeah, hard work,
And-
a bit of inspiration,
Yeah,
bit of thinking outside the box, and
yeah,
we've seen some amazing stuff over the years in the Winter League. I think
yeah, it's great.
really, really good. So we'll move on to freshwater.
Freshwater, again, I got to pick my way through. Will Birch, again, a
Another junior.
was in the top 5.
Yeah,
So I think it worked out that Lucas was 5th,
yes.
13 freshwater species.
So he got second in saltwater and 5th in freshwater.
Yeah.
Just mad.
So he got in the prizes there.
Yeah.
Hayden Crocker got 14 species.
Nice, Hayden. So Hayden didn't even get out that much.
No, he didn't. He picked
really
off his species.
Real quality angler.
Yeah, he's very good. Max Goodwin,
Yeah, good on Max.
he got 19.
Tanago Max, yeah.
So he picked off. Yeah, he wasn't far off second in the end, was he?
No, 19 species.
So Lee Clifton came second with 20.
Well, and he was sick for most of it.
Yeah, he missed pretty much a month.
Yeah, he's
early
really
on as well.
Yeah, bless him. Really caught up in the end.
Yeah, he did very well. And the man Donny Midas,
Yeah, Donny. I mean, he did that in December, didn't he?
pretty much. I think he had it all sewed up.
Yeah, it's just
in the first month.
amazing. I mean, obviously, I think Donny's really worked out freshwater LRF species hunting,
Totally, yeah.
and what he did with the Shiraz shrimp, because I think he got all of those, almost all but one or all but two,
Yeah,
on unscented.
yeah.
Well, not at first. I think some of them he got unscented and then went over to unscented.
Well, I think that's what he did. He hit his tally and he went back through him again and caught nearly
Yeah.
all of them on unscented, didn't he?
Yeah, and so he was doing crazy things like using a Tanago hook to be threaded through the plastic of the FFS Shiraz shrimp
Yeah,
into the tail
yeah.
to then get the tail nippers of that, which is just really innovative, really
Yeah.
clever, and he's that kind of angler, and he deserves to be at the top. He's
Yeah,
amazing.
absolutely. Donny thinks outside the box quite a lot, I think.
He does,
And,
yeah,
gets
he's
good
always
results doing that, doesn't he?
Does. So it's always worth talking to Donny if you want to get some madcap ideas. I think
Yeah, definitely.
good angler. So an amazing totals again with freshwater, kind of bit mixed with like I think there wasn't a lot of like big numbers below that. The sort of
No, sort of 10th place got 6, so
so it was kind of wide open, really, wasn't it?
it was, yeah.
I think some of the ones who've really pushed it in the years before maybe didn't do so much this year. So I think
true.
you can tell there's been floods and stuff because freshwater just didn't fish the way,
No, it didn't.
especially after December.
No, I think that freshwater suffered
Yeah,
a lot because of the weather we saw, didn't it? So,
yeah. So well done to everybody who got out there.
yeah,
Well done.
great stuff.
So next juniors.
Juniors next.
So again, we've already said the juniors this year, probably the best ever year for juniors, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Like an unbelievable achievement what some of these guys are doing. It's been amazing to watch these guys grow up through the big Lerf.
Yeah, it really has, hasn't it?
Like
And,
we've seen some of these ones obviously start out and get like a few fish, and now they're like topping the.
yeah, and winning prizes in other competitions elsewhere. You
They
know,
are,
sort
yeah.
of, they're branching out into other areas of lure fishing and being very successful, aren't they? Very talented lure anglers.
Amazing. Yeah.
So we had Corwin Yates in 5th place on 19.
Again, based on the
species.
top of Scotland, it's incredible.
Yeah, like I say, all his species came from saltwater as well because the juniors are combined. So
Yes.
even more of an achievement for him.
Yeah.
Aaron Bovey, 4th with 24 species. That was his first Winter League as well.
Yeah, and he's only how old is he? 14?
15, 16, I want to
Is
say.
he that?
But
Yeah.
Yeah, but also quite new to LRF as well. So
yeah, so that's a really, really good first try.
Yeah.
So 24 species, amazing.
Yeah, really good. Reuben Judge was third with 29 species.
Yeah, so obviously he's been involved with us for a long time now, and
Yeah.
shows. I think he started late but finished well.
Finished strong, yeah. Obviously, he fishes a lot around sort of Cornwall area, doesn't he?
Yeah,
And,
he's got some good grounds near him.
does well down
He
there.
knows them well.
Aaron Chambers.
So this is an interesting battle, this isn't it? The Aaron Chambers Will Birch battle.
Really interesting, yeah.
'Cause
Went down to the wire.
It did, and Aaron really smashed it when he was well ahead of everybody.
He was dominating for probably a couple of months, wasn't he?
Yeah, so probably quite gutted for him to lose out in the end to Will.
Yeah, so Will Birch managed 40 species in the end, and I think his last species came on the last day, didn't it?
Yeah, the coalfish, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he also caught a tadpole, didn't he?
He did.
During that.
He did.
Yeah, tadpole fish, which is just
Brilliant.
an amazing achievement. And Will is just, if you ever meet Will, real top lad, very unassuming
He is,
guy.
yeah. Very polite lad, isn't he?
Very polite, but an absolutely astonishing specimen angler as well as a species angler.
Yeah, he's caught some cracking predators, hasn't he? Sort of perch pike.
He's going to be a real force to be reckoned with, and when he's able to drive himself around.
100%, yeah. Great
It's
angler.
just a really good angler. So that's, as I said, the best year I think we've known for juniors in regards to the quality.
Yes, yeah.
Even though we probably didn't have quite as many, maybe still got quite a few involved, didn't we?
Yeah, I'd say we was probably nearly 20, didn't we?
Yeah, nearly 20. Getting at least one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
we
think-
had quite a lot registered, didn't we, obviously?
Yeah.
It's been hard to get out for a lot of them, hasn't it?
I think that really depends if you get nice weather or not.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to drag your kids out if it's going to be horrible weather.
No, and I signed up Daisy and we never managed to get out because any day that we were both free together,
It wasn't very nice.
the weather was awful. So yeah.
So well done to everyone who got involved
Yeah.
with that. So next section we've got, it was, so we had the other side competitions. That was King of the North, unscented.
Unscented, of course.
Yeah, so this was a new one we added for this year because I thought I'd give someone else a challenge, really. And that was combined, wasn't it?
It was. It was saltwater, freshwater combined.
Yes.
It was kind of head-to-head, really, between Donny and Lucas, wasn't it, throughout the winter?
Donny was smashing it for a while.
He was. He had a strong lead.
He was the first to 40, I think.
Yeah.
Which is just, again, an amazing achievement
Yeah.
during winter.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that was mostly through his use of the FFS Shirazo shrimp.
Yeah, because I think he sort of he's been a big, I won't say user, but it sounds wrong, of the magbite booty shake.
Yes.
A big champion of the magbite.
Champion, I think champion's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and he definitely still used the booty shake as well. But
And I think he moved on to the Shirazo shrimp, didn't he? And
yeah, I think worth saying what the Shirazo shrimp is. But so Tom, is it Moore? Moore? I don't know how you pronounce his last. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tom at FFS went to the fundraiser last year. Realised that his plastic lures were just a little too big for
the sort of mini species.
For the mini species of species hunting.
Yeah.
And he came out and designed a very, very similar to what we would see as our bull tail shape, but with a little subtle edges to it and very small.
It's more of a sort of fluke tail, bull tail hybrid, isn't it? Sort of thing.
And we said they were so good we had to get them on our website.
Yeah.
And we got them made for us so we could sell them on our website, and we also got a glow colour commissioned, which I think was a big game changer for a lot of catches as well.
Yeah, definitely.
To have that very small glowing lure, which is really helpful in saltwater.
Yeah.
But Donny just took those to another level, and I think Lucas used them as well to great effect.
Yeah, I think they featured heavily in both of their catches in the end, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I think eventually Lucas sort of took a bit of a lead and finished up on 46 unscented
46.
catches.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And just to go over what counted as unscented for us, so it's pretty much anything that is not based in a liquid.
Yeah.
So anything that's not isom, gulp, etc., that would dry out if you left it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of those were still scented. Like magbite is still scented. I mean, technically the Shirazo shrimp are truly unscented.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is even more impressive.
Yeah.
But so we've got no problem with the slight scent or quite heavy scent like Kitech and stuff.
It would be pretty harsh to rule out all of those scents.
And almost impossible.
Yeah, like you say, a lot of the best soft plastics have some sort of scent, and they high tech.
Yeah,
Magpie.
even if it's just like aniseed or something, like they'll have something in them.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? So, or some sort of oil.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So it's almost impossible to rule out that.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, the whole point of the unscented competition is kind of to show what can be done, to give them something to focus on, you know, when people are doing really well.
Yeah.
And just kind of try and get you guys to use your imagination, I guess.
Yeah, and give people something else to go at, isn't it? So,
Yeah, and that was shown, definitely.
yeah, definitely. So that was a great result for Lucas there, wasn't it?
Really good. He's a great angler.
He is a great angler.
Yeah.
He was his second in saltwater, fifth in freshwater, won the unscented.
Yeah,
So
amazing.
hats off to him.
Then we've got King of the North.
Yeah, this was a good one again this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, so King of the North we obviously have created, so it's a list of certain, tend to be northern based species that give the guys in the north something to aim for.
Yeah, I can tell you what they are if you want.
Yeah.
Butterfish, coalfish, cod, dab, eelpout, short spine sea scorpion, 3-spine stickleback, and lumpsucker.
Nice.
And yeah, it was actually quite a close fought thing between the guys up in the northeast, really, wasn't it?
It was all in Hartlepool pretty much,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. I think there was probably 4 or 5 tied on 6.
Yes, for ages.
Yeah, and eventually Bill Bradley came out on top with 7 out of the 8 King of the North species.
Yeah, so that does mean though we've had a different King of the North every year.
Yeah, was it Andrew Seawright last
Andrew
year?
Seawright, the year before.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Chapman got all of them last
Oh,
year.
of course he did, yes. That
which
was
is just amazing.
brilliant.
And then Bill Bradley got obviously 7 out of 8.
Yeah, the only
This
one he
year.
didn't get was a lumpsucker, which is obviously the...
It's a bit of a unicorn anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so just yeah, Bill, fair play, mate. I think you caught some amazing stuff. I think there's some nice short spine scorpion you caught,
Yes, yeah.
and he's also the flounder master.
He is. We can talk about that now as well,
Yeah,
can't we?
so we've got the 2 side competitions which give us the biggest headaches by the signs of it, because obviously they were talking about specimen fish.
Yeah,
So we're gonna look at the rules for next year about the measuring tapes and things.
yeah, we learned a bit about that, didn't we? And
Yeah,
sort
because we probably don't take it so seriously because we don't really do specimen comps.
of- no, this is it, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're not too worried about that, but I think there's obviously some people who do, who are very, very focused on where your tape measure is, what you're doing, and
Yeah,
so we're going to look at things to make things more fair, or certainly within the rules of what people know as specimen comps
Yeah,
for
yeah.
next year. But I still think it went really well this year.
yeah, definitely. It was nice to see some lovely fish recorded, wasn't it, across the winter?
Yeah, and so this is the longest 3 longest perch and the 3 longest flounder.
Yeah,
So we'll go for flounder first. why not?
flounder first. Again, there's quite a few guys in Hartlepool were up
They've
around the top,
got
weren't
like captive flounder to go for pretty much, haven't they? Like it's just
they? Yeah,
this giant flounder.
within Hartlepool Marina, aren't they? So
Yes.
they're permanent residents.
And these guys have got really good at catching them.
Yeah, because it does. You know, they're not easy to catch, are
They're
they?
not. They're actually quite pressured, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
a bit like a decent carp.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these guys have worked them out basically, haven't they?
Yeah.
And again, Bill won that one.
Yep.
His 3 flounder totaled 134 centimetres. So that's
Yeah.
3 very good fish, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's like what, over 4 feet of flounder?
3 and a bit. Oh, 4, yeah, probably, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's decent,
Wow.
isn't it?
It is when you put it like that, isn't it?
Yeah. That's really
So,
good. Well
yeah,
done,
that's
Bill.
brilliant. And
And some of these were unscented as well, aren't they?
I
They
think
were
Bill
catch-
was doing really well with can lures.
Yeah,
soft
Callum
plastics.
stuff. And yeah, so can fishing lures, he's done really well on them.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they've been doing some quite interesting things with those.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like
they're
the Ned
another-
heads and stuff.
They're another truly unscented lure, aren't they?
They are.
Unless they come in the kind of lures. scented
Yeah, but
pot,
still
yeah.
don't have like impregnated scent, do they?
No,
So
they're more of a.
they're kind of brewed in it a little bit, but not.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's really interesting. But yeah, those guys are, again, what they're doing with the flounder is amazing. I
Yeah.
think.
it's really cool.
So then perch is next.
Perch. I think again this was sort of mostly fought out by the guys up north, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I know Charlie Capolo was sort of up around the top spots for flounder and perch, wasn't
Yes.
he? Peter Chapman was up there.
Yeah.
It's
Basically that little contingent just have got this sewn up.
Yeah, they have. They sorted out the specimens, haven't they?
Yeah.
But in the end, Jacob Prescott.
Which I think he won it last year, wasn't he?
I think he might have, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did. I could be wrong there, but I don't know. We do so many, obviously, all the different competitions, but Jacob's definitely, he knows how to catch big perch.
Yeah, absolutely. So his 3 totaled 133 centimetres.
Again, that's another astonishing amount.
Because I think he was upgrading pretty steadily through the winter, wasn't he?
Yeah. So he's had like not just 3 amazing fish, but more than that.
Yeah. So that's brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 9 centimetres between the top 4, so it was a close run thing, that was.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, that was good. Is that all the categories we did? I struggled to...
Yeah, we get so caught up with it, yeah. No, I think that's everything. So obviously thank you to our sponsors. Have we got a list of all our sponsors?
We do.
Yeah.
We have got a list of all our sponsors.
Yeah, because we are so lucky to have so many.
Yeah, they've been brilliant yet again, haven't they?
Yeah, do you want to list them?
So Tackle Wave UK, obviously they've supported us right from the start, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, we're so tightly linked now with
Yeah.
Tackle Wave, and obviously Mike and the team there just continue to support us and always back us. So yeah, incredible.
Yeah, HTO again put up some amazing prizes.
Yeah, rods and reels.
Yeah.
Just again, it's amazing when you obviously work so closely with these companies, and they're just like, they never fail to support you. Like you reach out, and you think, and every year I always say to them, no pressure. You know, we get that you've thrown a lot of us. You give us a lot of support. You don't need to do it, and every year they back us.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And we obviously really, really hope that these, and HTO and Tackaway are definitely, obviously there are others here as well, but are 2 like amazing sponsors.
Yeah. Donny at Not Guilty Press obviously has been brilliant with his t-shirts and merch that he's done for us.
That's the thing, he's obviously not just like really keen taking part, he also really heavily supports us as well with sponsorship and making sure everyone gets amazing teas. Yeah,
he's been brilliant with that, hasn't he? We're very grateful. Shores?
Yeah, Shores Water Shoot. Yeah, so that's the illustrations of the fish.
Yeah.
So mixing up our prizes a little bit more. Relatively recent sponsor of our event since the Fundraiser and the Winter League last year.
Yeah.
But adds so much to us.
He's a brilliant artist, isn't he?
So good.
Very generous with those prizes. It must take some time.
And also and worth decent money to him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Street Fishing London.
Yeah, again, Momo at Street Fishing London. Yeah, I don't think he's ever failed to support us in one of our events.
No, Momo's been great to us.
Some exciting stuff going on for Street Fishing London this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the Fishing Tungsten range coming out.
Interesting.
Yeah, FITU I think it's called, or Fishing Tungsten. I think that's going to be quite exciting.
Look forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
Interesting. On the drop.
Yeah, Leah on the drop. Just again, well, we've said loads of things about on the drop over the time, but really, really great web store.
Yeah, he gets some really interesting stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, and, definitely. I got one of the viewing tanks actually we used today.
Love that tank.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, it's
and, from on the drop, there's certain things that we can't get in on our store that he can.
Yeah,
and I always think he definitely picks out the stuff really well. It's got good taste.
Absolutely, yeah.
And obviously a very good support of our events. So thanks, Lee.
Yeah, thank you. Topper Manor Lure Division.
Yeah, I just love Topper.
Yeah, Topper have been great to us as well, haven't they? They always come up with quite an interesting or quirky prize.
Yeah, they never just phone it in, do they? They kind of always pick something a little bit different.
Yeah. So this
Did we find out what the surprise was this time?
We haven't. I'll speak to Bill about that and see what we got. But it was a surprise gift this year, so
interesting.
I'm going to find out what that was.
And a T-shirt or something, wasn't it?
And a voucher for the shop. So
class.
Nice prize that.
Yeah.
Can fishing lures, of course.
Again, what Callum hasn't done for us. He's just so many lures.
Yeah.
So much tackle. Has come out from there, and never fails. Again, he's never one you ask, and he never says no.
No, exactly.
And I think to be fair, I think he's seen the benefit of that now. I think he's getting a lot of sales, and a lot of support.
Yeah, I hope so. And I noticed with it, his prizes are never the same. He's always working on something new.
Yes.
He's always bringing out something different or tweaking something, isn't he? So it's really, really cool to see him doing well, isn't it?
Yeah, and he deserves it all.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, definitely. FFS Lures.
Yeah, a relatively new one.
Yeah.
But I think Tom's kind of embraced LRF.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like you said, he came along to the fundraiser last year and sort of put quite a bit of time and effort into creating a new A new lure to
A
sort
new
that,
lure
suit that sort of.
And a new lure that's been sort of again embraced by our community as well.
Yeah, very much.
And it's definitely. I mean, we've only got to look at it was definitely one of the biggest sellers on our site.
Yeah, it's done really well, hasn't
And I
it?
think he sold quite a lot through his own website a lot as well. So
Good.
and I think didn't Lucas get like all 17 colours
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
as the winner? Which is just
What a prize.
He's just going to have like,
I think you said he'll use every one of those as well.
he would. Yeah, he's a great one to have that.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
really good.
And finally, Tanago Max.
Yeah, it's like a Max. I said Max Goodwin. Again, I don't think there's been one where he hasn't really supported us. I think he's always been there.
Yeah. As Max
And
been
always
great.
has like viewing tanks, obviously Tanago rigs, Tanago rods, all those sort of things.
Yeah.
He's he's your man for that sort of stuff.
He's the Tanago man, isn't he?
Yeah, and just a lovely bloke.
Yeah. Max
Really
is
like
great,
Max,
isn't he?
and-
Nice guy.
Sort of guy you can just happily have a good chat with. We bump into him every time, obviously, when you do the fundraiser and things like that.
Yeah.
Really enjoy fishing with Max.
Yeah, definitely.
Good guy. So, I really just want to sort of try and sum up the Winter League. What's your feelings about it all?
I felt like it was another good league. I think we saw some new faces. I think
Yeah.
some guys decided not to give it a go this year. I think it does
we had
take
some big names that didn't take part, didn't we? So that kind of opened it up a little bit.
It did. I think some people couldn't take part through unforeseen circumstances, and others.
Just want a little bit of break,
Yeah,
maybe.
I think we sort of spoke about it, didn't we? Like, it takes out quite a lot out of people. Like,
Yeah.
they really,
The long
really
form.
go for it.
Yeah, because it's definitely a commitment. Especially if you're really competitive,
Yeah.
you really want to win. It's really hard. Like it's just like because you're going out, you've got guys who are willing to drive, like Paul, who could drive the whole length of the country for his fish.
Yeah.
And if you were not able to do that, like maybe a reason why not not going to take part.
Yeah, it's a big commitment in travel, time, and
Yeah,
money as well, really, isn't it?
definitely.
So,
But it's been really good. I think the 3 months has been good for us as well. We've kind of managed to have a bit of a break in March, which has been
it's been nice because I think when we've done it previous years to the end of March, then all too soon the fundraisers come up on us, and we never really get a chance to sort of take our foot off the gas, do we?
No.
Sort of,
no, it's very easy to get burnt out.
yeah.
I mean, and because obviously we do this, we do this for fun. We do this
Yeah.
as like a thing because we want to do it, and like you don't want to resent it.
No, exactly. It needs to be fun for us still. doesn't it?
Exactly, and I think we definitely still have got that, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's working, isn't it?
It is good. I think that's probably where we go next. Really, is just talk about the fundraiser because
Yes,
tickets are on sale.
they are on sale. They're
I mean,
selling
they
fast.
might not still be on sale by the time this comes out. I mean, I don't know how quickly they're going to sell. We've got what 10 left, 10 spaces left. I
it
think.
must be close to that, mustn't it?
Yeah, I think we're around that sort of figure at the moment. It's been, I mean, last year we sold out I think in a month.
Yeah.
Previous years had never really sold out. We hadn't really until last year.
We didn't cap it until last year, did we? So
but we'd never had close to 100 on thing before.
that's true.
So it was just I mean, now we're on like near around 90.
90 in less than a week, yeah?
Yeah, in less than a week.
Yeah, so
So the demand is huge.
yeah.
And so we're raising money this time for Second Chance Children's Charity, which is one of the ones that was put forward by, I forget which angler put it forward, but we checked we've essentially asked people to put the charities forward to have a look at, because we've done various different charities every year, and Second Chance was one that came up, and me and you both looked at it and went, yeah, we like this.
That's the one we agreed sort
Yeah,
of pretty quickly, didn't we?
pretty
on that one?
quickly, and I called them up, and they were amazing, really. And speaking, so generous on the phone to go through what they do, and I was really impressed. And the main thing what they do is they take people from disadvantaged backgrounds,
Yes.
and that could literally be anything, whether that's abuse of any kind, or whether that's poor, etc. There's so many different things that can, can hinder a child, and this is also young adults as well. And then they take them out of that situation. They take them to their they've got almost like a camp kind of thing situation where they've got some land, and they stay there. They're not allowed their phones. They have like one-on-one care, and they go out and fish. They've got 3 lakes there.
Amazing.
They've also got other things as well, loads of other things they do. It's all about just trying to build up their confidence, trying to give them try and work out what's wrong, what's going on with them if they're not able to talk about it and things like that.
Yeah, I imagine that being in different space as well, in a different environment, is really sort of, you know, valuable to kids, and often gives them a chance to sort of express themselves a bit, or you know, just have a break from the stuff they're going through.
Yeah, and I was really like kind of, I forget her name now, the lady I spoke to, but she was saying that the reason they use fishing is because a lot of these kids or young adults would never have felt that they achieved anything in their life.
Yeah.
And yet, with catching a fish, like, they've been told how to do it, and they've done it on their own. They've like got to achieve something.
It's a real achievement, yeah.
And I think all of us can relate to that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, obviously, without knowing a huge amount about them, it feels like they work with children that come from similar places to the children I work with. So it's obviously sort of really springs out to me as a really worthwhile cause. Yeah,
I completely agree. And I'm really, really, really happy and proud to support them.
Yeah.
And I think we've raised like at least £1,500 for them so far. So hopefully close to £2,000 we'll raise for them.
Yeah.
Which hopefully be really they'll go towards. They are completely free. They don't charge for their services. They get all their money from donations.
It's amazing, isn't it?
So that's just astonishing, really. So we're really happy to support them. And as I said, the fundraiser is taking place in Weymouth again on the 19th of July. Full details will be released obviously soon in regards to where we're meeting us, but it's pretty much the same. If you were there last year, very similar.
Same deal, pretty much.
Yeah. So hopefully the weather's going to be a little bit better than last year.
I don't want to say it, but can it be worse?
I mean, it's the UK in summer, probably.
Yeah, I guess it could. It was pretty horrendous, wasn't it?
It's amazing how nice it was the day before.
Yeah.
Like, we were literally getting like sunburnt, and then and then it was like just biblical rain, but on the day.
Yeah.
But we all had a good time.
We did. It was still a great day, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah.
I'm sure it will be again this year.
Definitely. And I think there's a few things we've got lined up. So when you arrive, you're still going to get your T-shirt, like previous years. There's potentially going to be some little bits of goodie bags in in there as well.
Yeah.
Which we're looking at with FFS, and for the juniors potentially some stuff from Drennan.
Yeah.
So who are a new partner. So loads of exciting stuff going on. If you haven't signed up already and there's still tickets available, please do. If not, and the tickets have sold out, just wait. Sometimes people drop out, so they can't do it close to the event.
This is true, yeah.
And you can step in. So, but we have capped it at 100 again, just because it's about the maximum manageable number.
It is, yeah. It's enough that we can, because obviously we need to log everyone's catches and deal with the admin side of things. The venue probably would. I
don't think you want to push the venue past 100 more than 100 people really.
No.
I think because it's still, because they offer it for free. They're still open technically.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, the Weymouth Angling Society, and they're who are very generous, by the way. Thank you so much if they're listening to us, like Dave Lane and stuff like that. They've been so good to us.
They have, yeah.
I think that's definitely, we don't want to push them too far either.
No, they've been very generous to us, and we're really grateful for that, aren't we?
Yeah, so just great, and really looking forward to that, and just to the success of the Winter League as always, and then going into the fundraiser is just exciting, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously looking forward to the rest of the year. I think we'll finish here, but have you got any plans for this year that you're kind of excited about while we're...
I am going to Tenerife in June, and I intend to take a fishing rod, of course.
Yeah, so, you've actually bought a slightly more heavier rod for that.
Yeah, so I've got my LRF travel rod, but I also just picked up a Major Craft Hard Rock.
It's the Travel Custom, yes. I think that's the Tackle Wave Custom, isn't it?
Yeah, so...
It's the one that Mike designed.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'm even more excited to use it now then.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a fancy chucking some slightly bigger lures, see if I can catch some slightly bigger fish,
Yeah.
So excited. How about you? Got any?
Not really. I just kind of I just want to go out and fish, and I've got some exciting lures I want to try and that sort of stuff. But for me, it's just getting out there, fishing for whatever I can, and hopefully get some nice weather. I'm excited because this year it looks like I'm going to be able to fish the Cornish Lure Festival.
Excellent. So that'll be the first you've been able to fish for maybe 3 years.
3 years, I would say, maybe even 4. It's been a long time.
It has.
I'm really looking forward to that. especially combining when I'm probably doing the week. I would obviously do the weekender, Big
Yeah.
Lerf weekender, and then also the Cornish Lure Festival. That'd just be like a great couple of weeks for me.
Glorious times.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. So, I'm just excited for warm weather, mate.
Yes, amen to that.
Yeah,
Bring on the sunshine.
I think we've just had such a rubbish winter that I'm just so excited for.
Yeah.
And just seeing because every year we get like a new species turns up or something else different happens, you know. So like last year we had all the red bream.
Yeah.
I'm quite interested to see if it's going to be similar this year or something else is going to happen.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
like you say, no 2 years are the same, are they?
No.
Will those red bream would be a little sort of bit bigger?
Oh, wouldn't it be nice?
Yeah, it would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just I would like the sort of couches bream size ones, you know.
Yeah, imagine those numbers, but in a sort of
I don't
bigger
think anything else would get a look in.
True, it might not be great for the
It'd just be like piranhas, wouldn't it?
the rest of the species, but
Yeah,
maybe some wild fishing for a bit.
it would. Yeah, it'd be great on lures anyway. Just metals, probably,
Yeah.
like mackerel. But yeah, hopefully a better mackerel year as well.
Yeah, it wasn't
Last year was
great,
rubbish,
was
wasn't
it? No. Strange
Yeah.
one, actually.
Yeah, strange. But yeah, so obviously again, hopefully we'll get to record a pod a bit sooner than we did from the last one. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining with the Winter League and joining for the fundraiser.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And we'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers.
The Big Lerf Podcast, talking LRF and more.